Right. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going over the Kickoff Clash. This is my Kickoff Clash review. I'll touch on what I think were some important and defining games for teams, and my thoughts overall, for this tournament and how things will stand going into is it Mid-Season Madness? Game number 1 was the Justice versus the San Francisco Shock. And Justice actually went up 2-0 versus the Shock, but in typical Shock fashion, they reverse swept for like the third game, for the third time in the Kickoff Clash in the regular season games, and then now again in the playoffs. That being said, them going down 2-0 to Justice is a bit concerning and kind of showed their weaknesses going forward, as the San Francisco Shock would eventually then drop 3-1 to the Atlanta Reign in the winners bracket. And then we had Reign versus Florida. They took out Florida 3-1, as we have already established that they beat the Shock. Then Gladiators 3-0'd Houston, and Dallas 3-0'd Defiant. Now, obviously, I'm a Defiant fan, so I'm going to go into this a little bit more. Defiant had two really close maps versus the Fuel. They were just unfortunately unable to convert them. But yeah, so Defiant had two really close maps versus the Fuel. They almost 100-0'd them on Lijiang on the first round of map 1, and then it was a very close map 3. Unfortunately, they were not able to pull it out, and Defiant gets sent to the losers bracket. Now we're jumping into round 2. We've already established again Shock. Boom, they're in the losers bracket. Gladiators looked dominant versus Fuel, taking it 3-1, and Gladiators had a strong tournament overall. Now jumping down to the losers bracket, Justice boomed by Florida. They're out 3-1, and then Defiant they managed to take one map off of Houston, and then the last map on Coliseo was quite close. However, Pelican really clutched up, and that sent Toronto home and packing. Then Dallas beat Florida 3-1, and Shock took out Houston 3-1. Not really too much to go over there. The better teams were the better teams. All right, now we're jumping up to Reign versus the Gladiators. Now, going back to last season, the Gladiators got just knocked out in some very close games versus the Reign, because last season the Reign were very dominant playing the rush, and they were able to just take Gladiators out. So there seems to be a bit of a rivalry happening there. However, Gladiators do finally get past the Atlanta Reign, who really did seem like their boogeyman last season, and just took it 3-0, heading to the finals. And then Dallas versus Shock were just not up to the task, meaning that then the Fuel had to go through the Atlanta Reign, and they beat them 3-1. And then the finals, well, it was just a clean 4-0 for Glads. Not really too much to go over there. I think Gladiators are finally starting to become what we expected them to be, and that is the top team in the West. Fuel did look a bit weaker. I think they will come back stronger in the March Madness. The Atlanta Reign had some good moments and some bad moments. They're going to have some stuff that they need to work out, and spoiler alert, there's some shit happened in Toronto after this tournament, so stay tuned for that. That's pretty much it for the Kickoff Clash. My bracket boomed, kinda. I had I had Toronto and Glads going to the finals. I don't think I had Glads going... Did I have Glads going through? I think I might have had Glads going through the winners bracket. And honestly, the teams kinda went... The only teams that really made it through compared to what the standings show here on the side is that Reign made it deeper, and Florida and Florida did not make it as far, whereas the Justice, the Defiant, the Outlaws all kind of went out where you would expect based off of the standings. So, yeah, that's it for this video. Stay tuned. We've got some news coming through. So a lot of Overwatch moves happening in Canada this past week after the fallout of the Kickoff Clash. Stay tuned for that video. It will probably be a YouTube short. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.